You thought I wasn't coming, huh? Good to see everybody. This is the top 5 news. One of my favorite sayings is they never remember how fast you did a thing, only how well. All right. We got a great show for you today. And let's get this party underway. Top 5 stories today. I'm Joe Palaio, top 5 news show. I'm committed to bringing you 5 of the top stories in the news with no fluff, but with some good news also. In fact, one of my friends said, the best part of your news show, Joe, you save till the end. A lot of people don't hang around till the very end. So let me give you that now. This is the words of wisdom for today, September 17th, 2025. Careful words make for a careful life. Careless talk may ruin everything. Story number 1 today, the Fed is cutting interest rates. We hope. They're meeting today amid pressure from Donald Trump. Signs of slowing growth. The open market Fed committee wraps up this afternoon at 2 with the expected presser with Jerome Powell after that. And Trump's been pushing harder for more Fed cuts in the interest rate. And this would affect, in a little bit of time, the interest rate you pay for your house, your car, your, you name it, anything that you're paying an interest payment on, any loans, student loans, etc. This would cut those. And for businesses, it helps them to expand their businesses when the rates are lower. And the rates have not moved during the last 11 cuts of Europe, and it's our turn. Most of the people believe there will be at least a 1/4 point cut today, and that was factored into the Bitcoin price, which went to 117,000, up 5% on that optimism, and Ethereum hit 4,500, etc. And the stock market was kind of waiting worldwide for this big decision. So this is a Fed meeting happening now. And so we should get an update on this. Coming up in about 2.5 hours or so. And I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. That's the biggest item, I think, in the news. Getting ready. Sometimes I wonder if I'm covering everything because, it is so hard to find good news. And that's why I began this broadcast. So one of the things I did was I went and I looked at David Wier's program on the ABC News. And wow. No, normally they do a halfway decent job, but this time, for whatever reason, they did the Charlie Kirk story. Can you hear me now? You probably hear me a lot better now. They did the Charlie Kirk story, which is the big story, right? And so you kind of have to open with that. I covered it in depth the last few days. Incidentally, just one little data point, Charlie Kirk, the Turning Point organization had 2,100 organizations on campuses at the time of his death. His lifelong goal was 20,000 chapters of this Turning Point. And apparently there's 52,000 now. I told you 29,000 yesterday, and it grew. It's now 54,000 is the current number of chapters, new chapter request to start a new chapter of this Turning Point. And I saw a video where they were just mobbing this one table at one of the campus universities, which is where Charlie Kirk did most of his speaking. Apparently, this September 21st, there will be a large memorial for Charlie Kirk that President Trump and Vice President Vance will attend, and it'll be in Phoenix at the arena where the Cardinals play. But anyway, what I was going to tell you was the the researching for this program. I try to tell you where I'm getting some of my news and whatnot, because I know it is hard to find good news. I did a poll, and 70% of the respondents, an online poll, said that they really didn't believe CNN was real news. That's, a pretty good sample size on that particular online. I have 22,000 followers. And this goes out to multiple different programs. But just on that one platform, 70% of people didn't trust CNN. And so anyway, I'm researching, I'm looking not at CNN, but at ABC and David Wier. Normally, they do an okay job covering the news, I guess. But their coverage was Charlie Kirk, death, and about the murder, basically. Then Luigi Mangionie, murder, okay. And then it was Adam Schiff and Kash Patel basically yelling at each other. And Kash came short of calling him pencil neck shifty, but called him every other name in the book. They really only covered a few minutes of it, but that was a little bit, tiny bit disturbing just to watch something, two people attacking each other like that. And he did say, quote, you're a buffoon at best. That was Kash Patel's money line. And then they went to Israel, Gaza, people dying, scared, killing civilians on purpose. I think they were just quoting from some other source or something, but I think anytime you hear Israel is killing civilians on purpose, that's a pretty, I don't know what's stronger than a red flag, but a real strong flag for fake news. Nobody's killing people on purpose, civilians. Nonetheless, Israel. Okay. But maybe I heard it wrong, but you can check it out for yourself. But then after all that doom and gloom, they told me Robert Redford died. The famous actor. I hope you're not hearing that from me the first time. It probably was talk at your water cooler and your coffee this morning. Had some really good movies. I remember The Sting and so many other good movies. Robert Redford, dead at 89. Then they went to an officer shot and killed from behind in a convenience store. And then they went to the next story, was a car that almost ran over someone. Very frightening video that's you've probably seen. Has been all over the internet. And then they went to Dan Marino, has health issues, really hit him hard. The famous quarterback from the Miami Dolphins, offensive juggernaut. Gave the 49ers heck back in the day. But supposedly he's doing a little better. And, he did highlight some positivity with him working on his health, working out, taking care of himself. But man, all that, Kirk murder, Mangionie murder, Kash Patel Schiff fighting, Gaza, Israel killings, Robert Redford dead, officer shot from behind. I just thought, man, is this really what the news is right now? I promise you I'll never do that to you. If something big happens like the Charlie Kirk or the woman on the bus, yeah, I got to tell you that story. But I will try to avoid the murders because I think it could lead to, copycats and whatnot. So I'll try not to talk about those too much, but just as soon as I said that, the two came up. But wow, I will never do that to you. We're going to give you some positive news, and I am going to get to it in a minute. Sorry, I'm running a little bit long. The Fed rate cut is expected today. The second story is the WTO says that AI could supercharge global trade by 40%. Putting policies in place. Their 2025 World Trade Report projects huge boosts to trade volumes, and could give it a lift by digitizing software, finance, automating logistics. AI could play a role in the supply chain, closing tech gaps for developing nations and tackling data privacy issues and avoiding fragmentations of uneven adoption. So yeah, the WTO in a nutshell is saying AI could supercharge global trade. There's a lot of rules in place that they need to, I think, pare back, especially in the midst of the tariffs. We got to make things simpler for companies to do business between countries. And they're saying that AI could play a big role in that. See, now this is a story that you can use. Yesterday, I talked about using AI, about a survey by the career coach, Liz Ryan, that said 34% of people are using AI every day. That seems so low to me. I'm using AI every moment of every day. Aren't you? Please jump into AI. Let it write an email for you. I said yesterday, let it create an image for you, and let it do some things for you and learn how to do it. Take a class on AI, And one person said when I suggested that, well, why would I take a class? AI is so new, nobody's really an expert on it. Hey, all I got to tell you is when the World Wide Web was invented by Al Gore many years ago, I went and took a class on the internet. And it was so new. Nobody knew nothing about the World Wide Web. But I was one of the first guys to take a class on it. And I became, in my family, in my office, in my circle, the most influential and knowledgeable guy on this new technology. And you could too. So if nobody knows nothing, guess what? One class is going to put you ahead of almost everybody, right? And you're going to meet a bunch of other experts there and build your skill stack. It's going to help you in your career. Next thing is President Trump is ramping up threats to use the RICO laws against the left-wing groups following the killing of Charlie Kirk. Trump advanced calling out specifically Antifa and other similar outfits as domestic terrorists, vowing crackdowns designed to dismantle them. Over 100 progressive nonprofits are pushing back, saying that it chills free speech and politicizes justice. Critics say it's risky. And yeah, that's a fine line. You want to have free speech, but wow, some of the visceral we've seen, and that's why I open with the careful words make for a careful life. Careless talk may lead to ruin. How many people did you say posting something that they really shouldn't have in celebration or short of that, but something visceral bad about Charlie Kirk? And whether you loved him or hate him, you really don't want to be a part of that. What I suggested yesterday is if you got if you saw a post that turned your stomach by someone who had mental illness, which is what you'd have to celebrate, a murder like that. And there's a lot of them. That's 12% of our persons, right? Populace. If you see something negative like that, then take it upon yourself to be the positive person, to post a bunch of positive quotes about Charlie Kirk, post a bunch of positive videos of his where he's debating people and talking to people. And, it's not that hard to find something positive about this guy. The one thing that everybody agrees, he was a pretty good guy. You could disagree with him politically, but wow, pretty decent man. And yeah, it's a shame. Beautiful wife. She gave the most incredible speech the other day. I talked about that in my previous broadcast. Erica Kirk, a speech for a lifetime. It was amazing. And he leaves behind her and the two young children. You see pictures of them all around the internet. Hey, more positive news that I promised you today. Oh, and also, the positive news of that was the 54,000 applications for a new chapters. I already talked about that. Story number 4 today marks the 238th anniversary of the Constitution signing. Celebrations firing up nationwide. Naturalization ceremonies, public readings of the Constitution to celebrate democracy as a cornerstone of our great nation. And I know some of you may be watching this in other great nations. You know, if you're a patriot, I'm good with you. Whatever your country is, if you're proud of your flag, you're a patriot in my book. And we're proud of our country, and the Constitution is the cornerstone since 1787. Today, 238th year anniversary. Events all around the country, rallies, and it's also Citizenship Day. So, welcome, new Americans. Welcome. We're glad to have you. We really are. And anybody who came here legally and you got a job or you're building your career, you're good with me, you know. Yeah, I'm excited you're here. Frankly, we need great people here. You know, if it were up to me, I would tell President Trump, you need to start an outreach where you go into all the great schools all around the land, all around the world, and selling the geniuses and the entrepreneurs on coming to America. That's the way to go, you know. So we do need immigration, and most people are in favor of legal immigration. And how do you feel, by the way, about someone who came here when the door was wide open under, you know, the last administration? Someone came here illegally, but the door is open, and now they got a good job. They've gone and gotten their family members over here, and so they're working hard. And now we're going to ask them to leave. I definitely want to get the criminals and the murderers out, you know, but talk about it in the comments if you want, how you feel about the perfectly good, law-abiding Americans that are here now. And we left the door open, so what do we do? Should we run them all off, or should we let them, you know, make a living here? I'll leave that for your discussion. Next thing is traders betting big on the rate cut and India trade. That's what it was. India trade talks in a push to get a bilateral deal. The U.S. wants to have India's 50% tariffs on exports tied to their Russian oil buys. India guards certain sensitive sectors, and Modi asking for a balance. Trump and Moody working on that, and then Trump is in Europe and staying at the best hotel. Apparently, where do you expect him to stay? That was one of the dumbest stories. Well, he doesn't care about anybody. Okay, you're reading his mind, and he's staying at the best hotel. Oh, okay. Bonus story to close you out here. The what do you call it? The ranking system of news digital. Fox is the top dog. CNN sinks to an all-time low in August. 70% of you believe they are not true news. 70%. They hit an all-time low. Shame, you know, when just one example, when Trump was shot, they announced that you know, there was a loud noise and a firecracker, and he tripped on stage. You got up your game, CNN, and I attacked them ruthlessly until such time that they missed the mark so bad that I felt like I had to pick up the microphone and give people some real news because I was getting it for myself anyway, but it wasn't easy to get. So I'll be here every day, every weekday, giving you 5 of the top stories in the news. And I hope this was some help for you. Let me finish the ranking. So CNN, all-time low, they hit 119 million unique visitors. So this is online digital properties. Let's see. YouTube was 386 million views, blowing past MSNBC and CNN. CNN just 67 million unique views, down 23%. A dismal showing, and the prime time, 240,000 viewers. CNN. Come on, guys. You can do it. We'd root for you if you told us the truth, wouldn't we? We need more news. We need more news sources. We need more voices. If I can help you anyway, if this inspires you, pick up a microphone and get your voice out there, because there is a drought of really good, honest news. Let's see here. I think that's it for tonight. If I missed anything, put it in the comments and I'll talk about it tomorrow for you. I hope that you enjoyed this broadcast, Top 5 News. I'm Joe Palaio from Joseph Michaels International, an amazing recruiting company. I was joking with one client, we can help you recruit anybody at 7 figures, and if you don't have that, we'll talk about your 6-figure searches. 1,400 jobs on our website, and that's josephmichaels.com. If you need to reach me, you can email me at joe@josephmichaels.com. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you here tomorrow at the same time. And as the great Paul Harvey used to say, good day.